Hello young pirates, before the start of your final writing challenge video, there's a few things we're going to need you to get together. The first thing is you're going to need all of the splurges that you have done for the lockdown mystery so far. You're also going to need a quiet place to work, 45 minutes on the clock, a pen or a pencil. You're going to need our old friend the Captain's Treasure, which you will find by clicking the link on this page. And because it's the final one, you're going to need some balloons, some confetti, and one of these cakes I found online which has Smarties in the middle. Get those things together. See you in a sec. Hello and welcome to your final writing challenge video. My name is Andrew and I am going to be leading you through your final session with the Literacy Pirates. Firstly, well done for reaching the final week. If you are watching this and you've done some work with us, we are so proud of you. We know it hasn't been easy. Your schools have been closed, you've been at home doing your schoolwork, doing your pirates work, trying to get a bit of exercise in, trying to have some fun. It's been a really challenging time. You have made the effort to take part in the Literacy Pirates project, and in doing so improve your literacy, your confidence and perseverance. We could not be prouder. Well done you. Today is a brilliant opportunity to go out with a bang. We are going to be refining your lockdown mystery story in preparation for it becoming a book. You've worked so hard so far, so you only need one more bit of effort before you can go off and have a summer holiday to remember. That is what we're doing in this final writing challenge! So in order to get going, you're going to need your splurging sheets that you've done so far, and you're going to need the document called the Captain's Treasure, which you'll find a link for on this page. Now before we get going on refining, I'm going to let you in on a secret. I find refining scary. When I splurge something, the idea of going back to it to improve it fills me with dread sometimes. Why? Because I'll see all my mistakes. I'll see the bits of the story that don't work. I'll see the point where I put the wrong word when I meant something else, or I haven't picked the best word. When you look at a splurge for the first time in a while, you can normally just see all the mistakes as opposed to the good stuff there. Don't worry. Every single writer who has ever written anything good was terrified of going back and looking at their first draft. You know Jeff Kinney, who writes Diary of a Wimpy Kid? He has to refine his work so much. So much, in fact, that the first Diary of a Wimpy Kid book took him 7 years to write. And that isn't because he was writing one word a day and then going off and eating cake and watching TV. It is because he wanted to make it better and better and better. Now the Captain's Treasure is a brilliant thing to have near you for this, because it's like a menu you can choose from. The first thing I'm going to ask you to do is just read through what you've got. I don't want you to have a pen in your hand, I don't want you to fix any spelling mistakes or underline anything or cross anything out. I just want you to read what you've done. I'm going to do that with mine too, and then we're going to come back together and talk about refining. 5 minutes on the clock, 5 minutes, off you go. There we are. That wasn't so bad, was it? So you've had a read, and hopefully you've spotted some things in there that you really like. You may have also spotted some things in there that could be better, which is why we're here. Now, everybody's splurge is going to be different. Some people are going to have lots of spelling mistakes, other people are going to have bits of the stories that don't quite match up, other people are going to have a pet dog which shows up in the first bit and then you never hear about for the rest of it, and you think, why did I put that dog there? In which case you need to take that dog out, or you need to develop that character of the dog a little bit more. It's up to you. I think the best way for me to demonstrate how you might refine a story is to just show you how I would do it. So I'm going to show you an extract from my story, The Lockdown Mystery, and I'm going to go about improving it. So I'm going to show you part of my story on the screen. It's a bit we did last week in part 3 of The Lockdown Mystery, and it's where Rani, the hero of my story, has woken up and she seems to have travelled back to a strange time long ago. So I'll quickly read through it. When Rani's door opened, she gasped. It was her mum all right, but she was wearing such strange clothes. She had only seen those clothes in books at school about the Second World War, and that was in the olden days. Time to get up, Rani, her mum said. Gosh, you look so shocked, she said. It's just me. Now, there was an air raid last night, so you aren't going to school. We're just going to stay here and listen to the wireless until we know we're safe. The wireless? Said Rani. Stop being silly and get up, her mum said. Powdered eggs for breakfast as a special treat. Powdered eggs? Thought Rani. That sounded horrible. Now, it's only a short section. I'm going to show you how I'm going to use the Captain's Treasure to improve this. I'm also going to make other changes along the way as I see fit. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to fix all of the mistakes that I can see. So starting at the top, when Rani's door opened, I can see that there's a spelling mistake here because Microsoft Word has told me, and I can see that gasped, I've written that in a bit of a hurry, it should have the letters that way around. It was her mum, all right, but she was wearing such strange clothes. She'd only seen these clothes books at school about the Second World War. Now, I've looked this up since, and Second World War, well, there was only one Second World War, thankfully. And Second World War therefore has capital letters, and that's called a proper noun. So that's what I need to fix there. Word has also told me there's a mistake here, and I think it's because I've forgotten to put a speech mark there, and that also means I need a capital letter. Oh, and I can see I've made a spelling mistake here. I've forgotten the I in wireless. So now I've got the mistakes out of the way, I'm just going to focus on improving the story and improving the language. She'd only seen those clothes in books at school about the Second World War, and that was in the olden days. Now, I've since looked up the clothes from the Second World War that someone might wear, and so I want to describe them a little bit, because if someone's never heard of the Second World War, they won't know what these clothes look like. They might picture Rani's mum in a suit of armour or dressed like Henry VIII or something like that, and I don't want that. So I've looked up a few pictures and things, and I'm going to say she was wearing, excuse me, I'm not a very good typer, she was wearing a long dress and an apron, long dress and an apron. Her hair was tied up in a scarf. Now, that's very good, but maybe it doesn't give us the clearest idea that this is in the olden days, because we have long dresses and aprons and scarves now. So I'm going to say, and she was carrying a mop and an old tin bucket that was rusty. So I've got a couple of adjectives in there. I've got old, I've got rusty, that's nice. Now, there was an air raid last night, so you aren't going to school. We're just going to stay here and listen to the wireless until we know we're safe. Right, so this mum sounds a bit worried, so I want to give a sense that the mum was worried and anxious. So I'm going to say, till we know we're safe, her mum looked tired, like she had been awake all night. Maybe someone who'd been in an air raid would be awake all night. And she was mopping Rani's floor like her life depended on it. So she sounds like she's got a lot on her mind and she's trying to get a lot done. The wireless, said Rani. Ooh, maybe I can get a simile in here. This was all feeling like a strange dream. Now stop being silly and get up, her mum said. Well, at this point maybe her mum has put the mop down to talk to her daughter and say, time to get up. She put the mop down in the bucket, and we can get some onomatopoeia in here as well, with a clunk. I like a good clunk. I've also written mop wrong there. Mop. Powdered eggs, thought Rani. That sounded horrible. Now, I've done something there which is breaking a golden rule in writing, which is I've told and not shown. I've said that sounded horrible, when actually I should show that Rani finds that horrible. Thought Rani, maybe her stomach could churn. Her stomach. Ooh, maybe I can get a metaphor in as well. Her stomach was a squirming beast at the thought of it. No, I don't like that. Her stomach was a churning washing machine. That's a bit more like it. Good. So now it's your turn. Open up your splurges, have the captain's treasure open, and have a good refine. When you're done, you can either type it out onto our website or you can send us photos of your newly refined pages with the mistakes clearly crossed out and replaced. 40 minutes on the clock to refine your work. Good luck! Well done. Again, I cannot tell you how proud I am of you for getting this far. It gives me great pleasure to, for the final time, announce who has completed last week's challenge. You're going to see their names go past the screen. I want you to put your hands together and give them a good hard. We're so proud of you, and we want you to remember, next time that you're in school and you're doing some writing, you are a published author, you are a screenwriter, you are a recording artist, and you've had your work published all over the place. You are really good at reading and writing, and not only that, but you know that you can get even better than that. So keep it up, work hard, stay safe, have fun, good luck. Bye!
I'm just trying to show appreciation. You know, I think you deserve it.